Hello and welcome everyone. Sorry for the long intro there, but I received another phone call, so I had to quickly brush that one off. I've been popular today. All three phone calls. Ooh. uh, for it being a random rainy Thursday, that is actually a lot. Also, what the hell? Is it actually snowing? The fuck, yes, it started snowing. It wasn't snowing a moment ago, now it's snowing quite heavily. Good God. Ah. Like, every Wappo, it's just fucking rain, even though we are supposed to be close to summer. This just happens so often that it's become an expectation. Also, phone, why you go ding now? Yes, there's absolutely nothing for you to ding about. Let's start up with the game. But yeah, it was raining earlier today, but it was just water, just water. And when I got back to my apartment, after a while, my mom called and said how much it has been snowing here today. And I'm like, no, it's been raining water. She said it's been snowing heavily back home. No, it's snowing heavily back here. So I guess the storm front is from the north to the south. So I might need to get a thicker jacket for my trip. Maybe. I'm carrying enough of stuff tomorrow. But now seemingly I need to carry multiple different types of clothing as well. Not fun, not fun. But yeah. So last time we actually did the investigation as Edgy Boy, since Phoenix is in the hospital, and I think they spoiled it way too soon that he's okay. He's just, well, not good enough to actually work. Because they could have milked it. They could have made it seem that he's much worse for wear, so it feels like there would be more pressure on Edgy Boy, but well, although every pressure is on him, because if he fails, well, client will be killed, because capital punishment is something on everything, so yep. And yes, Sister Bikini. Oh, we haven't heard even the half of it. Let me actually quickly check a thing. I remember, yeah, I checked the Steam overlay just to check. We did get the achievement last time. I was just starting to remember, did we get it or not? So now we are missing only 3 achievements, which, like, just thinking it through, one has to be for completing this case, or just it without being completing this game. One has to be like completing all the games or completing this game. If this case has its own, then the next one could be another phone call. The fuck? Hold on. Yep, sorry about that. 4th phone call for today, and This one was very, very, very frustrating one. Because now I know that tomorrow, which I would have had a way strict schedule, like me needing to hurry to drive through the city at the worst traffic time, I have half an hour less of time. When I can leave, at the very best, I'm already late. So it could very well be that I'm just first forced to wait half an hour before my car is gonna be anywhere near me. Then I'm gonna be so late from the tournament that it just, well, I'm just waiting 5 hours doing absolutely nothing. And all of this I'm doing for what? Most likely 10 euros of game? Just because I have no option. And I've already been bitched at, this will cost me 10 euros, how can you? When if they would have taken a taxi even for 1/6 of the trip, it would have costed 30 euros, so yeah. Oh well, oh well. I already knew that tomorrow's gonna be pain, but I expected the pain to be on the later part, not at the beginning part. Edgy boy, it's too late for that now. Like, you legit can't do anything at this point. You are forced to go through. Like, there's absolutely no one else. It's always, in every case, you are the only option. There is nobody else. Normally it's Phoenix, but Phoenix is still in the hospital, so... And yeah, as we were hinted in the previous episode, we have a different judge. The judge from ye olde times, which is funny that they are younger than the other judge. At least, I think, by everything that has been given to us and will be given, like, momentarily, there is an age difference, and this judge is meant to be younger, but not that much younger, but they look way younger. But as you might see, there is not that much difference. Like, we've seen this judge before, but I never mentioned that. Yeah, they use the same hand and clothing, animations and everything, same beard, just, well, they have actual hair. So light differences. A reskin. Not just a recolor, a reskin. Slight extent. Yeah, it doesn't look good. No, it could really mean many other things. And funny enough, there have been multiple cases where one of the sides cannot present themselves for one reason or another. And weirdly, even though in most court systems the law states that you are innocent until proven otherwise, yet for some reason the trial can go on without you having a defense, but the trial will be postponed if there is no prosecution, instead of it going by the law and like, hey, there is no prosecution, there is no one to prove that you were guilty, so you're innocent. Nope. Everything is heavily on the prosecution side. Even in cases like this, but you'll see. You'll see how it goes. Yeah, For once, they would have done as the law is supposed to be. But a miracle happened. This time for the prosecution. Now we have 2 karmas on the same room. On the opposing sides even. And yes, officially Edgy Boy is karma since he was taken in as a foster child. And he was not he was never renounced. I would assume that like that karma did renounce him like somewhere during or at least after the 4th case in the original game. But it could be that he still had the pride that he wouldn't, so what to say. Now both of you have committed a serious offense. You are lying to the judge. You are knowingly misleading, lying to the judge. And it's always such a trivial thing. Because it's never been shown that you cannot function as a defense attorney after you have become a prosecution. Like, they are giving hints on both sides, which make it just confusing. And but they make it such a big deal here. I really want to know the original, like, script, how it goes. But yeah, it's a minor detail in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. Since this judge has never been forced to witness Francesca, he still has some common sense. But he's still too afraid because not immediately calling arrest her. She just assaulted a judge. But at least he's trying to remove the whip. But Edgy Boy, why? Let's actually eternalize this because I never screen capped this in the original. It just confuses me to the other end. Why? Why you allow this to go? Are you just happy that it's not happening to you? Close its eyes, he's admitting it. Edgy Boy is not supposed to know about the coffee thing that well. this is not the first time. Let's actually internalize that one as well. Because this is not the first time the famous milk crates are brought out. Funny how many times it happens. And funny how there are occasions in the future where you would think it happens, but it doesn't. And how come nobody ever prepares? Because there should have been someone immediately noting, oh yeah, you're gonna need some sort of a booster. But nope. What can you do? So we'll do the usual, because we haven't been shown any reason why wouldn't we be okay just to press on everything. But there is the usual thing here as well. The usual weird issue, which wasn't brought up immediately, that she just ends everything by saying, oh, I saw it, without explaining what is it. You wouldn't ever be allowed to just end your, statement on a cliffhanger. No, please. Bikini, don't. This is already way too awkward. Don't make it more. So, any of you caught up what is the issue here? I find it that odd that they say there is only one thing, and like make it really certain that yeah there is one thing when there's more than one thing, but only one thing you can do right now. You might need to like remember last time very well, because we were given a very slight thing which you're supposed to present here. And it should be... no, not that late. Here. Boom. Well, you're just proving it more and more that you were lying earlier as well. It's almost like you're just gonna flat out admit that you made a very serious fraud. Okay, the lie that was said isn't that bad, but the fact that it has been lied and emphasized that it has been lied, like it was a lie, is the thing that makes it actually real bad. So, yeah. Von Karma should already be in huge trouble, but she's just digging her grave. She has a very good point here. Actually, let's check. Do we see... she's 48. And she looks older than that. We don't know her age, which... like... in one way, I'm surprised. In another way, I'm not that surprised. But like... why couldn't we have her as question mark as well? Because her age hasn't come up at any point and hasn't been important. Meanwhile, she's famous, so her age should be public because of that. And usually famous writers get their age, you know, publicized for multiple reasons. And everyone... Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that, yeah, Iris is actually at the same age group. So, difference between her and Phoenix is... Wait, hold up. Hold up. Phoenix is 26 here. But is 25. They were in the same class. Usually, and it's usually, the age on these things is listed by, like, just the year. So, were they actually born on different year? Did Larry actually got held up a class, a grade? Because that would fit his character, but I assume that they just have birthdays on the, like, opposite sides of the school year. But even then... how is this counted? It's a thing I never really questioned. Whatsoever. Huh. Oh well. And yeah, even though we were said that there was only one thing, and our guy said that there were multiple things, but we still are, like, put in the same situation that, well, we didn't prove our real evidence, so what are you gonna do? We need to somehow prove even more that what happened. But we have this over here, which sounds odd now, doesn't it? Let's press it. So maybe you can figure out what's the thing we need to do. So yeah, this statement, again, you guys have to remember from the last time, we were given a piece of evidence that clearly makes that to be wrong. Because we have Iris Hood right here. Yes. Edgy Boy has a superpower, a loyal superpower. Like every character you play in the series. I wouldn't count the spin-offs. Neither one. No, neither three. Like of course you need to count the investigations, but Edgy Boy uses the lawyer superpower common sense and actual law practice, like in those games and over here, because this is a very good and common tactic that the lawyers actually use. This is how like especially defense lawyers are meant to function. They are supposed to bring sows of, like, well, sow the seeds of doubt that that just doesn't make any sense now, does it? If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Which is a very famous line that shows the method in action. But yeah, as I was saying, the other three spin-offs are the only ones which doesn't count. Because in Professor Layton vs. Phoenix, right? Layton doesn't have a lawyer superpower. He just has the weird ability to summon and complete puzzles. That's not a lawyer superpower. It's just an insane weird power. That's a weird thing. And in the Great Ace Attorney games, which I'm very shocked about, Ryunosuke, like your player character there, doesn't have any sort of superpower whatsoever. Which is very, very surprising. And I actually managed to finally finish the second game, like yesterday or day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. This week has been just going so fast. Lots of things happening. But yeah. I only have a couple of the special episodes to be done, which I assume I'm gonna complete today. Somewhere during today or tomorrow morning, depending on how long it's gonna take me with everything. But yeah. So, it's weird. No lawyer superpowers. Common sense, I would say that your player character there has maybe in some ways less common sense than Phoenix has. In some ways way more. Like the time period mixes things up, so. Also, I'm not sure can you hear it, but the noises the baby is making in the neighbor. I don't know how. How can the baby cry in a different manner every time? It's weird, isn't it? It's abnormal. You would think a baby would cry in a similar manner when they're crying, but nope. Every time it's different. Oh well. We'll do the usual here. To those who don't know, that's not actually that quiet of a sound. it depends on the trees and well, like the type of snow you currently have. But when it really happens, it is audible. It's way more audible when the snow falls from the rooftops. That's something that usually is shocking, even. But yeah, it's not that quiet of a thing. Just, if you haven't ever heard of it, you can never trust it, get over here during, like, now that's a good question again. Which time of the year would be the best? Because, let me check the window again. Yeah, it's still snowing. So, there is no saying what time of year that's gonna happen most likely now. Because we haven't had a stable winter at any point. Because it's been waxing and waning, and when it has been like a solid winter, then it's been so solid, it's not going anywhere, so you just get over here and try to be lucky or unlucky, because that weather is horrible to be in, so... Can't wait for tomorrow and we have our official third back winter this year. Because if this goes on, it's official, we have a third back winter. It's so abnormal to have even 2, but 3? We are breaking a record. Well, always when we are asked this question, what happens? Think about it. What has happened every bloody time we've been asked this? It's always been important, but with this one, I'm trying to remember. Because weirdly, I remember in this one it might not make that big of a difference though. I could be wrong. Let's see. But we'll say it's important anyway. We shouldn't get a strike regardless. We should get another line, if anything. And to note that previous thing, whips are usually bad for hanging. There is a reason why whips haven't been used martial, like during actual fighting, wars, battle. And yeah, it's very hard to make whip like actually wrap around. And they aren't meant to maintain that much of a force. They are meant to maintain themselves, and the force created is huge. It's insane. You can just kill someone with a good whip, with just the physical trauma of the hit. Not like forgetting all about the lashing and the wounds caused by that. Just the physical brunt of the hit even if it would just hit into your body. It's possible. There have been reported cases. And usually they have been highly marked to be something else. For obvious reasons, like, oh, they just had a heart attack. They scared that the whip cracked behind them. That's why they don't have a marking. Yeah, whip doesn't always leave a lash. Not always. Depends on the whip, the hit, circumstances, many things. Clothing as well. Eat.
Hold it!
Yeah, that height difference is quite huge. But funny enough, that's a very common thing, even over here with like old buildings, old sites. Especially like old farmhouses that have been turned to like a visitational place that like they aren't a functional farm anymore, but they have been upheld to be a museum or just like a showcase farm place or a historical living place. In most of those that I have visited, they just always happen to be ones that have been built on a weird hill, where like the house is like this, it's on top of the hill, then there are some supports, and then there's like a drop. Or the other way, that there is a weird hill, parts of it has been like dug up, the house has been built on top, like this, and the parts that have been dug away have been enforced with a wall, kind of like this, but imagine that these would be wooden planks instead. Just put here to enforce that the newly created wall would stay up. And then like a stable or a pig pen or something like that has been put under here. Which I don't really understand why. In many occasions it doesn't really make sense. Like, yeah, you can get some wind cover, but most of the things I've seen that have been put down here aren't like benefiting from a wind cover. And the farmhouses over here weren't built for like fights. It's not like in the US, like in the Wild West, where they usually had some sort of ramparts or something that if there would be poachers, like not poachers, like just bandits trying to raid you. So many of those Wild Western front farms had like towers and things built for defense. If it was a common courtesy that there were bandits in the area. Over here, of course there were bandits, but they weren't stupid enough to like make their living attacking houses. And they were relatively rare things compared, because there were so relatively fewer people, like a lot few people up here in the north than in the south, so you relying on stealing from other people's wasn't a sensible thing. Not talk about the morality of it at all, just logical sense.
Hold it!
But here's a thing, which is never really explained. Like, yeah, like you can assume a certain explanation, but it's not specifically claimed one way or another. Like the way that they say that Bruce is all over, if someone would fall around 10 feet, they wouldn't get bruises all over. They would get bruises on all over of the side of the body that fell down. If they fell face first, that side should be bruised. If they fell, like if they could like sidetrack their fall, that side should be. But usually, the way how humans handle falling, it's either front or back. It's like if they had some time to try to put their legs down, then they could have like fallen backwards from that because, well, your legs can't handle it all. You cannot, like even if you're skilled enough, humans aren't good enough to do like that tumble and roll thing. And even trying to do that when you are skilled enough can lead into a worse situation sometimes. You need to be lucky and you need to really know what you're doing and have good enough of a luck to actually start doing it in time and, well, manage. But yeah, they will never explain why it said bruises all over instead of bruises like an impact from an impact. Just bruises all over. Yeah, it has to be an impact, which I don't know. The wording sounds very off. So, that's all we are gonna get from this. Well, there's only one thing we can do here. And yeah, the wrong thing is here. You get what's wrong here? There's actually multiple things wrong with this statement, but we can only say one thing about it. And let me quickly list the things that makes this a complete impossibility. So, let's start with the most obvious, the weapon. That's a fucking huge and heavy weapon. There is no way even a strong man would carry this covertly enough up the fucking hill and then stab someone and doing that, making them fall down. It just cannot happen. Plus, look at the how the plot has been formed here. It's impossible shape overall, but that's another thing which we might not hear anything about. Might not. Might. Okay. The second thing, no, not this. Is it? Ah, here. The autopsy report. It does say cause loss of blood from the stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. But, like I said, what we have been given as a murder weapon, this doesn't make any sense now, does it? And far as I remember, with the most obvious logic, we cannot ever just flat out say. It won't be brought up. So my memory serves that this is the only way we get the topic to be discussed.
Objection!
And yes, I was right. Oh, yeah, sorry. This was far more logical. I just read it in my mind the wrong way around, because that's how it's... Like, I read it the right way around, but it is presented as wrong way around. How do I explain this? Let's just say, because I know how it went down, and how this goes down, I kinda skipped a step, let's just say. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to start explaining it. That is true. In most occasions, especially as like a first aid, you do not want to remove the thing that has been stabbed into someone. Let it be a knife, let it be a pipe, whatever. Because in many occasions, well, most, you wouldn't want to, like, well, pretty much guarantee that the person is gonna bleed out, and you are gonna guarantee that if you remove the object that has been stabbed into them, because that's where the bleeding will start, for real. And if they have been stabbed with something that's poisonous, like there have actually been cases when like someone has been stabbed, well, not stabbed, sting by a scorpion, a snake, bee, wasp, and they have started getting a reaction. Even in many of those occasions, even when you know that the longer it's in there, let it be the fang, the sting, or the stinger, whatever, the more venom it's gonna spread out. In most of the occasions, like, the venom, if it's gonna take an effect, it has already done so. Adding more by the point where you can actually react, like how much more is gonna be added after that, is gonna be minimal enough to make it more worthy to just let it be there. Because, for instance, if you were bitten by a snake, and these cases has happened, the one bitten have sometimes reacted and panicked in a way that it has killed the snake while it has still remained attached to them. At that point, it's usually too late to try to like remove the snake and like just preventing more of the poison seeping in, because usually enough have already seeped in. That's how snakes are formed. Like, evolution has made them so they are efficient at spreading the venom. So many, like in most occasions, doctors have said that leave it in if for nothing else than just the case that the proper experts can see immediately what has attacked you. They can see the snake, so they can immediately say, oh yeah, that wasn't a poisonous one. Or, we have an antiviral for that specific snake. They don't have to do the guessing work. Because so many times when someone has been bitten by a snake, it has either been a non-poisonous one, or it has done the biting without trying to spread its venom, because the venom is very important, especially to the snakes. They have a limited quantity of it, and they need it for hunting. They aren't trying to hunt humans. They are trying to scare off humans. And the venom is never intended for killing humans. It can, but humans are never the intended target. I just had to stop and let me yoink internalize that, because Karma is promising a massage to someone she doesn't clearly like. Someone who she clearly hates. This should raise multiple alarm bells, and I don't remember, will it pay off in a few clicks away, or don't they mention it? I don't remember. Let's see, does it pay off? Edward has the question, the answer in his mind. Bikini doesn't notice the trap. And yeah, it's left at that. Yikes. Edgy boy. It should have been clear for her a long while ago. That lesson. Because Phoenix have beaten her multiple times. So she should have understood already that her weird fascination doing things like her father isn't gonna work. It isn't gonna lead her anywhere. But oddly, she has gone backwards. I think it was an anime exclusive scene where they actually show how Francesca is giving up. But oddly, Edgy Boy is there to prevent, well, not to prevent it happening, but at least make her strive for the better tomorrow. And of course, there's a dichotomy, because at that point, Edgy Boy was the one that has been long gone, has been the one that gave up. So, yeah. At least he's trying to fix the situation.
Hold it!
Well, what do we always do in these cases? Just, I'm asking the same question so many times. But remember, this is the very last episode. So at this point, I think you guys already know. We haven't been shown any reason why we shouldn't. So of course we're gonna push it.
Hold it!
So, didn't we already... Yeah, because we got on it as an extra. So we haven't seen this one.
Hold it! Hold it!
Oh no. Oh no. Francisca for once was saying something smart. Something which is always taken into consideration when defense says something like he proves that, oi, that wouldn't make any sense for my client to have done that. Not everything needs to make sense, says the prosecution. But when it's the reverse, like, hey, this dude who's clearly lying about something has clearly done the murder here. And they're like, oh, that doesn't seem logical. Why would they just suddenly kill someone? But now Bikini is bringing out something even more disturbing. But oddly, it was just ignored. So, now we have seen all the lines. And, I'm starting to think, do I want to take a break? As far as I can remember, there is gonna be a better spot for the break, like somewhere soon-ish. So I guess I should really go for break then. Yeah, because I'm thinking that I'm gonna finish the game in 2 more streams, most likely. So we ain't gonna see it next week, because next week there isn't gonna be a stream. And then after that, it's not gonna happen then. Most likely it's gonna happen after that. Yeah. But yeah, there was the obvious obvious confusing statement here. Let me remind of everyone, how can this thing be smoothly thrown off? Even if you would be only stabbed, like, this is the extent you can be stabbed cleanly. Not much. It's enough to kill if you are hit in a vital spot, but in most occasions, far off. Because this spike makes actually stabbing someone impossible. It's pointing like the wrong way, it's pointing out, they look dull. It's impossible to use. No, let me eternalize, because it's way too revealing of her character. But no, Karma, don't admit that, because you have done it. You all know it. You have done it, and everyone's too afraid of you to actually put you on trial for it. And I don't like that fact. No, no, Francesca. It's not conjecture. The shape of the weapon. If someone would be so insanely strong that they could just stab you with that sword, it would annihilate you. You would have a huge gaping hole in your body. That's just how it works. Like, and the only way that you could really be stabbed with it, in reality, is the way that something needs to hold you in place. So you would need to be against a wall. Then just a huge force, insanely, like a godlike force, would just grab the weapon, pierce it through your body without caring. Like you would take just a straw through an ant. Or some sort of bug. Like a pin needle through some sort of bug. Just imagine taking multiple pin needles and just blip, putting them through a bug. In the bug scale world, that would be an insane feat of strength, insane huge of force, but in our scale, it's nothing. If it would be shown to us in the bug scale, it would look impossible. It would look maddeningly powerful. So we are talking insane scales to make this work.
Objection!
I didn't even bring that up because that's way too obvious, but Edgy Boy is the only one with the lawyer superpower of common sense, so but here's the thing. Now Edgeworth is doing the good God. What the heck? Why am I suddenly dying? But yeah. Now Edgy Boy is doing the bullshit prosecution thing that he has done to Phoenix so many times before. That is a question that doesn't need an answer. But like it does need for finding out the truth. Like it needs to be known. The weapon needs to be found at some point if the full truth wants to be ever brought to light. But in a scale like this, we aren't talking about a single room or even a single building. We are talking about the mountainside. The weapon could have at some point been tossed from the bloody ridge down to the river, far as we know. It could have been hidden somewhere in the snow. It's not a thing that we need to answer immediately. It shouldn't be the conclusive thing. But usually the prosecution has put it to the defense that, oh, it's obvious that the person who's on trial here wasn't the one, but because you can't prove the real murder weapon, it's gonna be blamed on them anyway. No, you can't do that. It's supposed to be logic and reasoning. After all that has happened, she's ready to go at it again, and everyone's listening. I never understand. In games and movies and TV shows, this is always what we are seeing with snowmobiles. They always go in like curvy lines. It's not easy to curve with it. You aren't supposed to go at it with curves. You can really mess something up with that. You need to be careful. Like, these things are the best for creating ski lines, and you have to think it of that. If you're cross-country skiing, you need straight lines. Turning is very bad. You need to make the turns very slow, and that's what you want to do with the snowmobiles themselves. You want to go straight lines, slight curving, so you get very, very slow turns. That's the best way to go about. It's usually the best way to go about with pretty much everything. But I digress. Oh, what do we always do here? We push it.
Hold it!
What even is that sound effect? I'm trying to think about it. It's so weird. It feels very unfitting. Like, eesh.
Hold it! Hold it!
So this one is a tad more trickier because most of the things throughout just seem sensible. Like there isn't any that outlandish about anything. So yeah. So like what do we do here? Now I actually need to remember a bit because I remember there being a multiple part issue here. How did it go again? Oh, now I remember. It's one of the details that we got in way a long time ago. It might have even been in the very first part before anything happened. But we need to get there from a thing we can later on. So we need to go here. Let's showcase the newly acquired photo, because you see that there is something wrong with that.
Objection!
Again, lawyer superpower. Common sense. Again, common sense. Wouldn't the footprints over there be ages gone as well? This is just flat out, we surrender. You know, you cannot say flawless to anything Francesca says, or you are brain dead from that moment on. She has control over you on everything, so of course there is a contradiction. So yeah, like I said, I remembered it was given us way before, but oh yeah, because things are in different order, because they were given to Edgy Boy in different order, so of course we have everything in different order, but here we went from snow to lightning, and that's it. Boom. Um, like, the weather report should have been enough. By all merit, they are taken as gospel on everything. But there is something else as well. We have like an actual piece of evidence. Doesn't something like be missed here if the snow continued to fall? Let's just say there are snow in places which doesn't really make sense, and missing in some places where it would make sense, but the biggest contradiction is right in the middle. Boo! I'm shocked that they didn't go with the obvious prosecution, but the body is still warm after death for a moment, so of course the body was warm enough for a long while, so the snow didn't form up on top of the body, blah blah blah. Like, I'm so surprised that they didn't go that route, because that's a logic I would have expected from the game. Then we would have gotten a random line from somewhere saying that, oh yeah, a body in the cold will become cold in X amount of time, and I'm just surprised. Yeah, this gets weird. You are gonna be shocked how this goes down. It's like, it goes into wacky things, like all the finales. And yeah, the first game's real finale is the fourth case. The fifth is just an extra one. It's an insanely long extra one. I guess they just added the length to it to make it seem more epic. But yeah, after the fourth one, oh, that wasn't anything. That really wasn't anything. It was a neat case, but there were characters we never see again, which is sad. We do see some of them in spin-offs, but it was overcomplicated and overly simplified in both, like both in different manners, and it was weird. You can see it was a filler thing. But at least it was a good case. It's just a tad long. So... I think that anyone who has been watching, at least here and there, or knows the characters of the game, it would be enough to just have who is idiot. So, like, to be enough, so we know who to show off. You don't need to know anything about this case. You just need to know the characters. So you need to know Phoenix, Gumshoe, Maya, Pearl, Francesca, Rally. You really only need to know Larry. And remember how we became friends. An idiot. Like synonymous usually. Boom. And there. I did kind of promise that I would have a short stream today, but 1 hour 50, so about 2 hours. And no, it would feel bad to leave it here. It would make it so that I would need yet another episode for completing the game. And I'm in no hurry completing the game, but well, I do want to complete this part, so, and I do need to have a break though, so just for the sake of us not having a breakdown, let's have a pause right here. I need. Ow! Yeah, that should be enough. I need to stretch. I need a drink. I need a couple of minutes. I will be right back.
Governor Militant Alexander's naming of his capital proved highly premature, as Victory Bay saw his troops broken and slaughtered by the powers of chaos. Eliphas the Inheritor led an unholy procession through the streets of the shattered city, his cultists shouting out terrible supplications and gathering up the dead and wounded. These unfortunates were brought before the great Hellstorm cannon that had formed the center of the Imperial defense. Eliphas's sorcerers, Amphion and Zethus, then performed a terrifying ritual using these rotting corpses as their sacrifice. With their dark words, the demon of plague and rot, bound into the cannon during the Horus Heresy, awoke anew. The Word-Bearers celebrated this day as that when their new crusade obtained the support of Ner'gul, the Chaos God of pestilence and decay. To celebrate his victory over the Eldar, Eliphas had his men crack open all the aliens' waystones. According to the black texts circulated after this dark day, these eldritch gems held the souls of the Eldar, keeping them from feeding the powers of chaos. By breaking the waystones, the Word-Bearers fed thousands of Eldar souls to Slaanesh, the Chaos God of excess and decadence, and obtained that dark deity's favor for their dark crusade. Faithful subjects of the Emperor understandably took heart to see the Word-Bearers strike at the heart of the Necron infestation of Cronus. With two implacable evils turning on one another, the thinking went, the forces of Wright couldn't help but win. Unfortunately, Eliphas the Inheritor would emerge from his victory in the Thur Abyss Plateau more dangerous than ever. Imperial commanders could not guess that the Necrons held strange technologies and artifacts that were as hateful to the powers of chaos as they were to life itself. By shattering the basalt monoliths and unholy archives of the Necrons, Eliphas was striking at one of the only forces, other than the God Emperor himself, able to push back the ruinous powers. In so doing, he not only removed a threat to his power, but gained the favor of Tzeentch, one of the Chaos Gods of the Warp. His dark crusade would carry the sanction of the God of Sorcery from that day onward, making it all the more unstoppable.
So let's continue. Ugh. Maybe I should have done a bit more stretching, but oh well. Hopefully the weather stabilizes, so maybe I will get less of the bone creaking. Because it's the thing, when there's stable weather, there will be less bone creaking. When there will be warm weather, if I stretch enough, it won't happen almost at all. That's just how physics works. Yeah. Edgy boy asked the right question. We know she is building a deep secret. Why did she go? For once, I'm actually on her side. Like, Butts deserves a punishment because directly making a character of an attorney is like enough to make it be, you know, something that you can claim to be contempt of court. You will show that you have no humor, but it has happened. You are allowed to do that. People can get punished for it. It depends on the proceeding itself and the legal system, but it can be done. It has been done. It's rare, but it has happened. But more importantly, trying to run away from a bailiff, it should be punished alone as well. Yep, yep. Edgy Boy is correct. He has been the cause of a lot, but he has also just been in the middle of many horrible things by accident. Mostly because he has handled his things so badly, so. Eh.
Hold it!
I find it shocking how he actually got it so fast. He actually got it right. Everything he got so wrong. But yeah, it doesn't help.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Yeah, we actually need to show some evidence if we ever want to get any further. But, well, especially this first one just being full of contradictions of the real facts. Where do we begin? I think let's go with the most friendliest of options, and you did see someone now, didn't you? Oh, none of this would make any sense. We almost had a breakthrough here. Hey, but seemingly starting to, you know, wake up. It's like we're changing him for the good for once, but it should be clear that we have asked this. And, well, it would be a full episode of its own if we would even try to deal with Buzz's issues, because there's multiple, but
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
well, there should be like a good hint about this, which is the way to go past. But oddly, far as I remember, it isn't the thing what you think. It's not the reason. Like, we have a hunch, but usually, if there is a thing like this, it actually gets us the root of the lie or the truth. And knowing that there shouldn't be anyone, you would think that this would be like the odd one out, but as far as I remember, that's the way we need to go. Because like, this is what you would expect. But to be just a full-on clutch. And the fact that he has been roped into so many troubles. If he would have been the one to call, he would have reported that the bridge is on fire. It's very likely that he would have been blamed for it. And that's why he wouldn't have done it. That would have been enough to think about, like that to be the case. But oddly, it's not the case, and this is actually what we were supposed to do. And you're gonna see soon enough why.
Hold it! Hold it!
Oh yeah, I forgot that this was actually the start of it and not like an ending line, so... Skip. I'm just organizing my paints in the side and just into, you know... do in the... how to say it? Like, not absent-minded, but too much thinking things in the fourth dimension and wrongly, so I kinda skipped it, but yeah. So, but it's clearly hiding something. But what can we do about that? How can we bring out the truth? Because it's a tad weird one. We are gonna have to go to the new line we got him. Because I remember it was from the new line. And I think that when I originally played this, it took me a long while to get further here. Because, where was it again? We need the weather data again. Yeah. because this is bots we're talking about. I would not have noticed that, like, the time discrepancy here. Because bots is very bad at keeping things straight. Metaphorically, not otherwise metaphorically. If you know what I'm saying. The worst joke I've done in a while. Fuck's sake. I just love this, so let's internalize it. But yeah, the explanation I said earlier should be something to come to Edgy Boy's mind. But weirdly it doesn't, so... I wonder, would it like present itself to Wright? Like, with Edgy Boy I can understand that there was more distance. But with Wright should have notified about that. At least thought about that. But oh well, the actual reason is much stranger. But right here. Because this explain thing isn't it? For once I'm with bots for bots trying to lie. And you're gonna get why when we actually catch him.
Hold it!
Well, this is it. Everyone's gonna regret this, but the truth must come out. Yep. It's actually very cool artwork, but yeah, the thing witnessed here is that's shocking. Why is it called a horrible sketch? Because it's super cool. He actually made a good work. Like, I would love that piece to be on the wall. But there is one detail which is unknown to us, which will ruin it. Because, well, those with the most keen eyes might notice that there is something wrong here immediately. Other than that, it looks like a pure act of fantasy. Because how could our defendant be flying over the bridge like that? Think it through. You might need to think it completely from outside the box. But if you remember certain aspects of the location, you can, you know, get what was going on there. But yeah. How did I actually get forward from this? Because yeah, that sketch is quite something. That's quite something. Oh, of course, yeah, this is added. Let's press it so you see it, and then I will do it. Okay, let's actually get on with the show. So there is something really wrong. The hood again. We caused another heartbreak for bots. Why does this always happen? At this point, far as I remember, God damn it, when originally playing, this was the point where I was like, oh shit, now I finally understand what happened. And that's because of that orb. There is something that has been amiss with the evidence we have, but it's been a very subtle thing. So subtle that nobody has noticed it. Not any of the NPCs, that is. Any of the characters in the game. Some of you guys might have noticed it in the previous episode. Because one piece of evidence we have has been missing something. But yeah.
Hold it!
Yeah. So. There is the clear bait line. There is the clear bait line here. Like, of course, there is someone else that could have, you know, lost a sphere. Or something that could have lost a sphere. There's a final chance to think about it. What could it be? We got on this staff such a long time ago. It finally comes into play. Yeah, because I noticed the staff missing the sphere right when it was originally found out. And seeing that sphere, you're like, whoa, the fuck, how could this have? How? And yeah, this revelation is gonna bring us even more questions. Just you wait. Francesca, for once you're bringing a good point. Blood, it's evidence. Could this be the mysterious lost true murder weapon? Oh, this is a tricky question. Because how can we prove it? Like, how? What is there to prove that it was there or it wasn't? When it was, like, gotten rid of from it. But then again, let's think it the other way around. If it would be impossible to prove, wouldn't that mean we are at the dead end? Of course, there has to be a way. Well, what evidence shall we bestow to prove that the crystal was there? Well, that it wasn't, I mean. How about the crystal itself? And here I'm gonna give a Francesca out she could have used. If the orb was thrown away, wouldn't it, like, naturally some snow have gotten on it, so it would have half buried itself? If you have ever thrown something into a snow pile, you know. No, this shouldn't really even be a question. Because the method, we have talked about the method multiple times already. But it was suddenly just forgotten. But we even have a piece of evidence that's all about it. The tracks. Like in the middle there, it seemed that it was Buds getting some satisfaction. Like, Francesca has a weird way of getting others so whipped that they actually start enjoying it. And no, it's not a natural state that everyone would just love, like suddenly start loving getting whipped. But it just seems to happen with her. But yeah, Edgy Boy did the miracle. He made it so there will be more time to gather evidence. But I don't like the fact how assured he was that, yep, I'm just gonna pass this back to Wright. How can he be sure that Wright is actually capable of doing anything? Like, he should still be sick. How can you be so certain that he's capable of continuing? Well, I don't know how that's sorted, but I know what's sorted for us, and that is that we save over this, and we continue next time. There we go. Yeah. So, I would like to thank everyone for joining today. Hopefully you are gonna join me next time, which is gonna be on Monday, also where we are gonna continue with the Dawn of War Dark Crusade. We are getting in the end game, and some of the fights will seemingly be hard. I'm not sure will I go for all the special missions, because that one is so annoying. It would provide us with such a good, lovely bonus. But in the end, I think it might be better to just quickly go for the win. Because even if we would get that bonus, we would need to hoard up resources to get use out of it. So, we'll have to see. After that, you're gonna see me on Tuesday for the continuation of Heroes Survive, its last expansion. So the Tribes of the East. And most likely, we're gonna finish up the Necromancer campaign. Most likely. So expect that. There isn't gonna be much left of the game after that. Okay, there's more left of the game after that than there was before it, but overall, it won't last forever. And after that, question mark. The Thursday stream will be cancelled because I will be in the movies. I'm very excited about that. But I will have a stream to replace it somewhere around. Maybe on Wednesday. Maybe on a Friday. It will have to be seen how my week is gonna go. So, just wait for it. But alas, again, I'd like to thank everyone. Hopefully, I see you next time. Bye for now.